Sparkle in the Rain. Simple Minds' new album or cassette, only $4.49 at the HMV shop. The HMV shop. More records, more tapes, more discounts.
There's one car ferry company which is raising the standard for motorists between Dover and Boulogne, who know how quickly you want to drive on and drive off, who know you want a meal whatever time you sail, who sail on the even hour every 2 hours, who are reducing prices on many summer sailings, and who put you on the road to Paris and the South. Who else makes sure your holiday abroad starts on board? P&O Ferries, raising the standard from Dover to Boulogne.
When your car won't start, New Car Fix It tells you where to start. In issue 1, what causes 90% of starting problems. Photographs help you find the part to work on. There are tips, like how a loudspeaker can get you out of trouble, and diagrams to put it all back together. Car Fix It divides jobs into easy stages, shows how you can get away without special tools, how your car works. So, if your car belongs on the road, New Car Fix It belongs on your shelf.
Tonight, Nigeria, a squandering of riches, looks at the conditions that led to the coup last December through the eyes of Onyeka Onwenu, Nigerian singer and television journalists. Nigeria is a study in contrasts. Thanks to oil and mineral wealth, it's one of the richest countries in Africa. Before the coup, there was a genuine opposition, an independent press and free elections. Yet in Lagos, social services had broken down and the country's agricultural production was insufficient to feed the population. There were accusations that the government mishandled the oil wealth and was inept and staggeringly corrupt. After years of post-colonial freedom, many Nigerians welcomed the military takeover. Travelling her country, Onyeka Onwenu talked with bankers and industrialists, street traders and farmers. Her story and theirs form the background to Nigeria, a squandering of riches. Tonight at 7:45. Well, now on to the first in a season of films starring Margaret Rutherford as Agatha Christie's Miss Marple in Murder at the Gallop.
Spanish Satsumas. Put the colour in your life.
If you or someone you know has diabetes and uses insulin, here's some very good news. This unique Plastipac syringe gives the most comfortable and convenient insulin injections because Plastipac now has the microfine needle, an ultrafine needle that gives you the most comfortable injections. By BD U100 syringes.
Do you fancy the sound of La Belle France this summer? New Suncrest in France offer big value self-catering holidays in the loveliest regions. With fantastic discounts for children, sometimes one even comes free. And Suncrest promise no surcharges. Go by car or by luxury coach. Ring now for your free brochure. Suncrest in France, the holidays to sing about.
Next week, a monster case of hiccups lands Herman in a house full of girls, something which he naturally finds quite horrific. Next tonight, The Tube has live music from Mark and the Mambas, Death Cult and the Cocteau Twins, who are just limbering up for a world tour. There's also a taste of the sledgehammer punk of Madonna and a generous helping of Duran Duran.
Thursday, wrote Mr. Kipling, amateur dramatics, and refreshments that I felt inadequately rewarded the company's efforts. That night at home, I devised a choice of tempting treats crammed full of exceedingly good things. The almond slice, the cherry walnut slice, the country slice. A few productions of my own that turned out to be...
They look nice.
Everybody's cup of tea.
We all know about the recent Austin Rover success story, but why is the Metro so popular? And why was the Maestro such an overnight success?
The answer has to be advanced technology, like body shell accuracy,
with cars measured down to 1/1000th of an inch. There's Austin Rover's 12-stage paint protection process, using the very latest techniques. Robots meticulously paint the cars, which are then finished off by hand, and it all results in a free 6-year corrosion warranty for you. Austin Rover also uses technology in its test program, like this rolling road that puts transmission, steering and brakes through their paces. There are salt sprays, mud baths and humidity chambers to go through, and every car goes through a comprehensive computerized checkout before it's ready for the road. I find it very reassuring to see the technology that's going into Austin Rover cars, and it's even more reassuring when you drive them.
There's one car ferry company which is raising the standard for motorists between Dover and Boulogne, who sail on the Evenhaar every 2 hours and who are reducing prices on many summer sailings. The company is P&O Ferries, raising the standard from Dover to Boulogne.
When he needs a new uniform.
Sorry.
Trust card. It's clever than cash. When you need a new washing machine. Trust card. It's more convenient than checks. Or when you need to get away from it all. Trust card. Just sign where you see the Visa sign. You can apply for a trust card whoever you bank with. I'm David Zerdin. You can write to me at Trust Card and I'll send you a copy of this leaflet.
This is the magical world of Storyteller. Children enter it when they open Storyteller 2. A new collection of books with 50-minute cassettes, so children can look, listen and read The Circus Animals Strike.
His feet got in the way, and he tripped up Clarence.
The Creatures with Beautiful Eyes.
3 weird creatures appeared.
And featuring The Wizard of Oz.
She set off along the road of yellow brick.
Fortnightly, with at least 6 great stories, Storyteller 2 turns into a new children's library. Storyteller 2. The first part's out now.
Sizzle in Spain next summer. From £216 for 2 weeks. It's in the cookbook. Take a look.
Tonight on 2, The World About Us goes on a Himalayan pilgrimage, following in the footsteps of Surat Singh and his family as they travel from their dusty village in the plains into the Hindu Holy Land.
There are many holy places along the banks of the Ganga, but none more revered than those near her source in the Himalayas. For this is the holy land of the Hindus. The hope of every Hindu is to make a pilgrimage at least once in his lifetime to these 3 remote mountain shrines. What adds greatly to the value of this pilgrimage is that these holiest of holy places are so deep in the Himalayas as to be almost inaccessible. It is a pilgrimage that demands great effort and devotion.
A Himalayan pilgrimage in The World About Us tonight at 7:45 on 2. And now we journey into the lofty realms of learning as practised at St Trinian's, where Ronald Searle's famous bells are about to take their toll of Alistair Sim, Joyce Grenfell, Hermione Badley and George Cole.
They make your brain shake. They make policemen quake. They make a noise that's louder than thunder. There's a real big sound that's going around. They're loud, baby. They're Golden Wonder. Golden Wonder crisps with even more than anyone thought possible. And there's lots of them in there. When you open this pack, they just gotta step back. Everybody knows ears are under attack from the noisiest crisps. Golden Wonder.
Car data. Thousands of buyers call us every month. You could sell your car, van or camper to one of them by simply calling 01 200 0200 now.
Remember, we've got some new programmes starting today. In 5 minutes, we go adventuring with Ragdolly Anna. But first, Roadrunner.
That taste you've got really hits the spot. Your fizz has got to my grin. You fill my face with something beautiful taste. It's the Dr. Pepper sensation. I hear my lips take a moment to sips. I feel the fun begin. No other fizz gives me such a whiz. Dr. Pepper, Pepper, pour some more in.
Special effects by Dr. Pepper.
One at Marineville is determined to make this one a very special Christmas.
Oh, come on, cheer up. Not every cheddar gets the English cheese quality mark. No, but perhaps your taste and texture wasn't quite up to it. No, well, I can see you're not a foreign cheddar, so perhaps your general quality wasn't consistent enough. No, look, it's not so much the winning, but the taking part. But I haven't taken part. What? I just got here. I missed the bus. You... Give me that. And stop that violin. English cheddar. Only the best is up to the mark.
Blonde hair dryers have power to please. Get a head full of ideas. Cool curl it, cool whirl it, beat it, braid it, twist it, twirl it. So much style in such a little while. Set the air, power, set your hair, power, wave it, on and fair. Only brawn can really turn hair on. Get a head full of ideas.
There's about 30 big squirts in a can of Anchor Real Dairy Cream. You could go bananas.
Real dairy cream from Anchor. A nasty cough calls for Vino's cough mixture. Soothing, comforting Vino's for all the family's coughs.
In 10 minutes' time, the excitement and romance of the Old West is captured in the classic musical film Paint Your Wagon, with Clint Eastwood and Lee Marvin. That begins at 1:40. But first, here on Granada, Sam the Sheepdog proves he can still out-trick the wily wolf. In cartoon time, Ready, Woolen and Able.
Christmas Day on BBC Two.
There's a sadness in the air. The relationship between Earth and Sun is changing. As we turn away from summer's warmth, winter approaches from the north.
The natural world looks at the harsh and grueling winter days that lie ahead.
The countryside falls strangely silent. No birds sing. Each day becomes an endless search for food. Despite the snow, the sun is bright enough to tempt a young hedgehog from its winter retreat. But with nothing to eat, he's wasting energy.
The Natural World, this Christmas Day at 6:15.
And now our Christmas Day on BBC Two continues with Judy Garland at her sparkling best in Vincente Minnelli's much-loved musical Meet Me in St. Louis.
And Robert Young returns at 2:30 tomorrow afternoon when he stars in the wartime romance Those Endearing Charms. That's at the later time of 2:30 tomorrow afternoon here on BBC One. Now, cartoon comedy with two adventures for Bugs Bunny.
Children under 10 go free on all Sunside self-drive camping and caravanning holidays in Europe. Dial a brochure on 388 1122.
Tonight, a young woman's desperate attempts to defend herself and her daughter against sinister intruders is vividly portrayed in A Gun in the House.
Are you trying to talk yourselves into or out of buying a weapon?
Well, I guess we're just trying to be sure it's the right thing.
I suggest you take a course in gun handling.
I don't think that I could do that to a person, Emily.
Could you? I don't know. It'd depend on what they were doing to me.
Focusing on the heated controversy surrounding gun control in the United States, A Gun in the House is tonight at 11:10, here on 4. Now on 4, it's high noon for Steed in The Avengers.
When he needs a new uniform,
Sorry.
Trust Card. It's cleverer than cash. When you need a new washing machine, Trust Card. It's more convenient than checks. Or when you need to get away from it all, Trust Card. Just sign where you see the Visa sign. You can apply for a Trust Card whoever you bank with. I'm David Zerdin. You can write to me at Trust Card and I'll send you a copy of this leaflet.
Toast in the Med next summer. Stay in a 3-star hotel from only £188. It's in the cookbook. Take a look.
Wouldn't it be nice if all cities were like Milton Keynes?
Make your natural hair colour a shade more daring with glints from Clairol.
Israel. It's about time you got a whole lot more from your winter holiday.
These Memorex holiday packs can save the family up to £120 off any Sovereign or Enterprise Sunshine holiday. Whew.
Now you know why I ho. Ho Seasons Boats and Holiday Homes. Phone 01200 0200 for your brochure now.
Now that's what I call music, at our price. 30 great tracks, including 11 #1s. And you get Culture Club, Phil Collins, Duran Duran, Simple Minds, Madness, Catch a Goo Goo. Now that's what I call music. Just $5.99, album or cassette. You'll find thousands of great tracks at our price. Every one of over 75 shops has the top 60 records in stock. Look for your favourites soon.
Get down to our price, our price.
This is the life. Glad we chose Wallace Arnold. Great hotel, one of the nicest we've stayed in.
Lovely family hotel, really friendly. Food's fantastic, put on at least £3. Suntan coming on a treat.
Enjoyed the crossing and coach ride, very comfortable and lots to see. Nothing too much trouble for the courier. Best holiday ever.
The apartment's got everything and it's near the shops and the beach. Fantastic value for money.
If you want a continental holiday to write home about, go Wallace Arnold. We take care of you all the way.
These amazing Memorex holiday packs have a voucher, which will save the family up to £120 off any Sovereign or Enterprise Sunshine holiday. Just a job if you're only working one day in the year. Memorex, an amazing offer, an amazing take.
New Alberto Jojoba shampoos and conditioners for beautiful hair. In a nutshell.
New Alberto jojoba.
His Lordship's tiresome habit of demanding a midnight repast prompted me to purchase a Sunbeam sandwich toaster. It serves up a toasted snack, sealed at the edges, in just 3 minutes. That's honey and gherkin for His Lordship, gentleman's relish for myself.
Sunbeam. Serves you right.
When Marco Polo first ventured east, he experienced all the sumptuous luxuries of the Orient. Luxuries the business traveler, his modern counterpart, can still enjoy today. For our Marco Polo business class offers an impeccable cellar, fine food, and generous accommodation. All with an effortless grace that confirms Cathay Pacific as the real traveler's way.
Now, at Queensway's Autumn Sale, even more great quality bargains. Quality bedroom bargains like this Rimini divan, just $99.95. The Harmony Robe, half price. Quality living room bargains like the Calais Suite, just $399.95. And the Clarendon unit, save £70. Massive stocks of quality furniture, beds and carpets for delivery before Christmas at Queensway's Autumn Sale.
There's no better way than Queensway. Yes, open your bank account, brethren, with the National Gyro Bank. Your post office ready.
This is the new rechargeable turbo duster from Swan. It's portable enough for the car. It doesn't have a cord, so it's safe enough for the bathroom. It's light enough for the top of any picture frame. And it's got enough power to suck out the dust from the most awkward places. Pick up the new turbo duster from Swan. Another better idea, beautifully made.
Touch, the Eurythmics' new album or cassette, only $4.49 at the HMV shop. The HMV shop. More records, more tapes, more discounts.
New VO5, the shine that smiles.
A somewhat useful feature of this Sunbeam filter coffee maker is its strength selector. It provides 10 cups of strong coffee, whilst the hot plate maintains the brew at over 80 degrees centigrade, which is invaluable. His Lordship has been persistently late every night this week.
Sunbeam. Serves you right.
Tonight on Channel 4, some of this. And a little bit of this. And a lot of this. Yes, it's the smog monster. Scientists are baffled.
It turned to something else then, like it turned into a frog and then landed.
But help is at hand from Godzilla, a 40-foot-high reptile with radioactive breath. It's a monster of a movie. Godzilla vs. the Smog Monster, tonight at 11:30. It seems that since Billy's death, his family is finding it hard to cope without his advice and loyal support. Fox is in an hour. But first here on 4, Tara thinks it's raining and Steed meets a firm of window cleaners.
Take a fountain Pentel, a ball Pentel, and Pentel's Sharplet 2 automatic pencil. Turn them a seasonal shade of snow white
in a special Christmas package of any two for a mere £1, and you've got the best stocking filler since Betty Grable.
BASF chrome dioxide videotapes. Such a true reflection that they sparkle with crystal clear clarity and color, however many times you record and play back. BASF chrome videotapes, the peak of reflection.
Lotus quartz. Accurate. Striking. Lotus quartz. Precise, yet tough. From as little as £6, Lotus quartz watches are everything except expensive. Andron, a new language for man and for woman. Aftershave for man, cologne for woman. Andron tells of pleasures mere words could never express. New Andron by Jovan, a sensual yet subtle body language for man and for woman, an experience to share.
Someday, perhaps, you may know what it is to taste the world's most luxurious chocolates. Collection Lanvin, chocolates par excellence.
In 107 years, all that's really changed about the telephone is its looks. Now Fidelity have revolutionized it. We developed the first legally approved cordless phone.
Hello, John.
With volume control, paging, memory, automatic redial, and up to 100 yards of freedom to call to or from anywhere in the world. Fidelity Wanderer,
I'm on my way.
the cordless phone available at leading electrical and telephone shops.
If you've just spent your Saturday Christmas shopping, going backwards and forwards, unable to find the gifts you want at the prices you want to pay, the chances are you ended up with nothing. Well, there's still one store in London where you can do all your Christmas shopping under the one roof, from a huge range of famous name goods at incredibly low prices. A store that's even open tomorrow Sunday between 9:30 and 2, the Houndstitch in the city. We've got plenty of ideas above our station this Christmas.
Pourquoi achètes-tu toujours du Piador?
Parce qu'il me fait penser à toi.
Parce qu'il a beaucoup de chic?
Ah, peut-être.
Parce qu'il est subtil et élégant?
Pas exactement.
Eh bien alors, comment te fait-il penser à moi?
Mais parce que je l'adore, comme je t'adore.
Double two shirts. Nobody does it better.
Sharon fruit, new from Carmel. So different, so juicy with vitamin A and oh, so very delicious.
These are all real pubs and they're all popular pubs. But what makes a pub popular? Real pubs serve real ale. The thing these pubs all have in common is Charrington. Charrington IPA. Not just real ale, but the best-selling real ale around London.
Ross, the other fragrance for men, by Yves Saint Laurent.
You can draw quickly and easily with the amazing Sketchograph.
Pin down the sketchograph firmly, guide the pointer over any map, picture or pattern. Using a felt tip pen, you'll get a faithful reproduction on paper, wood and most materials. By moving the pointer on the sketchograph, it will also reduce or enlarge. It's fun and entertaining for children and students of any age, but parents can use it too. Ladies, with a sketchograph, you can make an original embroidery pattern from any magazine or book, and Dad can use it in the workshop. Sketchograph, a great hobby for all the family.
Paul Young. Singing his great #1 album. With hit song after hit song. Paul Young, the voice of the year on the year's great album. In record shops now.
Part of the art of being a woman is knowing when not to be too much of a lady. There's a fragrance that understands. Épris by Max Factor.
Matthias. It always reminds me of the first time we met. Do you remember?
How could I ever forget it?
You chilled a bottle of Matthias in the stream. You offered me a glass. It was the first time I'd ever had Matthias. Weren't you, with someone that day?
With someone? No. All I could remember is, you and the Matthias and...
Some moments should only be shared with Matthias.
In the future, less and less people will accept the endless drudgery of washing dishes by hand. More and more people will own an Indesit Series 2000 machine, already Britain's best-selling dishwasher. It washes everything efficiently, quietly, thoroughly, and afterwards dries with clean, warm air. The Indesit Series 2000 dishwasher, your future machine.
In Touch is a double album of love songs by Diana Ross, Paul Young, Michael Jackson and many more. In Touch is 28 classic love songs on one double album or cassette. In Touch. Just one album from the new Solitaire collection.
Next week, 40 Minutes tells the story of Bertrand Russell's involvement in the campaign for nuclear disarmament. Archive film, interviews with friends and contemporaries, and the philosopher's memorable testament recorded for posterity combine to paint a portrait of a genius for passion, lucidity and mischief. Written and narrated by Michael Dean, Bertie and the Bomb is the 40 Minutes documentary next Thursday at 9:30 here on 2.
Radio Times holds all the answers to your viewing and listening problems. Try digging for clues among the colour pages, where Chronicle celebrates 200 programmes of discovery. From the Mary Rose to the splendours of ancient Egypt, Chronicle has illuminated the darkest traces of the past with vivid recreations of the lives and deaths of our ancestors. Tuesday's special edition on BBC Two digs through Chronicle's own archives, and in Radio Times, the faces behind the programme talk about its past and its future. And Unmasking a Mass Murderer. BBC Two's Horizon this week shows police videotapes of the Hillside Strangler. Arrested in 1977 for the rape and murder of 9 young women from Los Angeles, Kenneth Bianchi was examined by psychiatrists and displayed under hypnosis a macabre split personality.
The kid I knew couldn't have ever hurt anybody or killed anybody.
You know, I told you, killing abroad doesn't make any difference to me.
This psychological defense, I think, is a bunch of hooey.
Fun for him was playing games, scary games, in which he was the monster.
Two Faces of a Killer, revealed in Radio Times. And looking back to the violence and passion that changed the world 2,000 years ago, BBC One follows the road to Jerusalem each day during Holy Week. Tom Fleming becomes a pilgrim to the City of Gold and reports his progress in the new Radio Times.
Starting in 5 minutes on BBC One, Sue Lawley chairs this week's Question Time when her guests around the table will be Alan Clark MP, Paul Tyler, Jane Reid and Muriel Turner. Here on BBC Two, Newsnight in half an hour has a live interview with Arthur Scargill about today's decision to hold a special delegate conference and explores the lengths to which some aspiring actors have to go to obtain equity cards. Before that, there's vintage American comedy with Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In.
Radio 4's Woman's Hour comes from Northern Ireland tomorrow, when the guests will include Sir Jack Swinson, chairman of the Northern Ireland Tourist Board. That's at 2 o'clock. And in 40 minutes next week, some animal antiques, the fast-disappearing breeds of British farm animals that are being replaced in the interests of agricultural uniformity. In Man of Letters tomorrow, 12-year-old Kenton decides to relieve the boredom of his long summer holes by writing the great autobiographical novel. The only trouble, he decides, is that he's rather lacking in personal experience.
He had to make something happen. He knew one couldn't write an autobiographical novel unless something happened.
In his quest for romantic experience, Kenton is encouraged by the unwitting advice of his father.
If ever you want to win a woman's heart, and one day you will, present her with an orchid. Mark my words.
Excuse me, love. Mind if I clear?
No, I finished. She smelled like flowers. Not like his father's greenhouse, but like the fresh flowers in the vicar's garden.
We close in a few minutes, sweetheart. Here's your bill.
Thank you.
A grand passion develops for Kenton in Man of Letters tomorrow at 10 o'clock on BBC Two. Well, now on to some men and women of words, most of them funny.
12 Islands, a holiday company with a difference. Islands. A dozen good reasons to go to Greece. Brochure, guide and superb one-hour video cassette available now. See where you're going with 12 Islands. Phone now for details. 595-1133.
Scream! Read it if you dare. And a free spider with your second scream.
Don't want fire crazies, I just don't need all that. I just want a bowl that's good and whole, and this is where it's at, just so square. Shredders, I don't care. I don't know why my spoon flips, I only know it does. I wonder why I love you, Shredders. I guess it's just because you're so square.
It's the way they put the whole wheat, malt and vitamins together that makes Shredders squarer than the average breakfast.
If you think you know Spain, think again. If you think you know Spain, think again.
Pure Silk Perfume Spray by Yardley. Pure, lingering luxury.
This year, visit the gods. Greece. There's nowhere on earth like it.
The world about us tonight reports from New Zealand, where rumblings of discontent can be heard beneath the surface calm of social harmony as the indigenous Maori population begins to assert itself.
I think what Myers is saying is that it's time we got a fair crack of the whip. You see, it all depends on your perspective of democracy. If you believe that democracy is that the largest number of people are always right and the minority are always wrong, then we're never going to get anywhere in New Zealand. We make up 12% of the population. Now, we're never going to be right, ever. And that's a terrible thing to start each day knowing that you're never, ever going to be right on anything, that your perspective of some legislation will never, ever be introduced because you're a minority. Now, there must be a better way to running a country than that.
Michael Dean returns to his homeland to report on Maori, the New Dawn, in The World About Us tonight at 7:45 on BBC Two. That Knight of the British acting profession, Sir Alec Guinness, will be 70 next month. To mark this milestone in his career, we're showing 4 of his films here on BBC Two, starting now with The Lavender Hill Mob.